We are beginning of November the 9th, and the garden, surprisingly, it's been really mild. I mean, unbelievable for November. It's still probably 13 degrees C. The bananas are still growing, still putting out new leaves. Yeah, the corner musifolia is starting to look a bit worse for wear. I'll be hacking that down soon. I've got a new addition that I built. I needed somewhere to overwinter a lot of these plants, so I built myself a bit of a shelter down the side of the house. This used to be an alleyway leading to the front of the house, and it was unused. So I thought, bit of sheeting, bit of timber, and I should be able to get a good number of plants in here when the cold weather really does come. There you go. That's my winter shelter for some of the more delicate things. So just thought I'd show you what the garden looks like at the moment. Just a few of the seedlings, a few of many. We've got here Sumatrana. These have all just recently been repotted, so we've got pictures dying off here and there. Sumatrana. We've got, finally, a picture on Baikal Karata. I don't know if I've showed you this Clippiata. That's the biggest picture on clip at the moment, or on my big clip. We've got a nice Northiana there, growing really well. That was a gift off Kev Piper. Thank you, Kev. This is one off Pender. This, you can see the Viking in it straight away. That is, which one's that? That's this one. Viking, cross Amp, cross Viking, cross Rafflesiana, squat. Something, I can't tell what that is, but it's growing quite happily in here, in the warmth. It's like the warmth. That's a truncata basil. And I don't know if any of you remember the Mariliana truncata that I managed to snap off completely, the growth tip. Snapped it off right at the base, and it has activated a node and finally started to come back. So I'm well chuffed with that. I thought they'd lost that for a while, but it finally came back. Viewers of the channel will obviously recognise the shed as where this used to be my main growing space, where all the plants from the greenhouse that are in the greenhouse now used to grow. This now is just being used for mainly seedlings and seeds. These were some seeds I bought. I don't know why I bought these, because I'm not a lowland grower really. Mirabilis vargulbosa cross Amp Black, and that's cross by Mirabilis Varglobosa cross amp spot. I just bought them seeds again. I don't know why I bought them, but occasionally I dabble with a few lowlands. Pender talks me into it, but a few of them are looking promising, especially this nice pale one here. Another Northiana. In here we have, these are Pitbull Catadids of the Catadid family. They are quite voracious, and you can see the mandibles on that are huge, and they will give you a nasty nip if they get the chance. Down here we've got, these are some of my first seeds I ever made. These are Vichai Burb cross Eddie, and they are now just starting to look toothy. Not massively toothy at the moment, but every picture start to look a little bit more like the Eddie might be coming through. If I had to guess, I would say they're probably going to look like Burb Eddie, J Eddie. That's the vibe I'm getting at the moment. And these here, these are the other ones I did. These are Vichai Burb cross Nebularum. Not your typical Vichai Burb, as you can see. But again, they're not showing much at the moment, but with every picture, I'm starting to see development of perhaps little bits of Nebularum, and I think what's going to happen is, as they get bigger, they're going to start displaying characteristics of Neb. These are Vichai Burb cross Maxima Wavy. More seeds that I made. These are really starting to look nice now. I think these are going to be nice and stripy. And then, if you bear with me a second, let's just pop this open. Oh, that's my new Jackery box. It's the Explorer 2000, and in an effort to keep the energy bills down, because the light usage and energy, etc., is absolutely ridiculous. So at the moment in the greenhouse, I am using 617 watts of power through the lights. What I'm doing is the fully charged box will run them lights for at the moment 2.6 hours with all the lights on. So what I'm doing is the main lights in the middle, when it's nice and light outside, the main lights get turned off, so all I'm actually using is 400 watts, and that box will power the 400 watts for around about 6 hours. So I'm kind of offsetting the electricity usage using the box for 6.5 hours in the day before it starts to get quite dim, by which time the box is ready to be recharged. It takes 1 hour to recharge it, While it's recharging, I'll have all the lights on, which I'm doing now, and so the plants just get that little bit of extra lighting. It is working. I've seen the usage go down, so hopefully it'll knock a dent in the bill as well, the electricity bill. And in here we have, see if I can show you them up there. We have some of my little friends. These are Gongolus gongloids, also known as the wandering mantis or the rose mantis. These are L4, L3, L4 nymphs. There's eight in here, thanks to a very good friend who sent them me. Thanks, Rob. Oops, bang my head again. I used to keep and breed. Let me just zip this up and make it out. I used to keep and breed insects of all descriptions, and I've found myself indulging again. Just a few mantis, nothing crazy. So the shed is still in use. Jade vine. The jade vine is loving life in the warm shed. I have looked for one of these for so long, couldn't get one anywhere, and then good old Pender managed to get me a few seeds. Easy's well in front of mine. This is now starting to wrap around the cables, and they grow so fast, unbelievable. But yeah, that's my jade vine. So just a little look around the shed. I'm not going to show you on the floor because it is an absolute mess with seeds and seedlings everywhere. Everywhere you look. There's more down there. There's more here. So, and more seeds over there. So yeah, the shed is still in use, if anybody wondered. So let's carry on with the main video, shall we? Good afternoon, YouTube. I'm Andy from Nepenthes and I. If you're just tuning in first time, welcome, and hello to all the viewers that normally view the channel. Sorry it's been so long. Life gets in the way, unfortunately. Been really busy just lately, one thing and another. So by popular demand, I've come in to do a video. Yesterday was my birthday, so I was out celebrating with my family yesterday. A bit of flying, one of my other pastimes, and I had a great day. It was fantastic. What a day! So I thought I'll get a video done today. I'll be clicking. You can hear in the background is the diesel heater. I'll show you that in a bit. But let's get a video. Let's get a video done. Now it's going to be a little dull in here, so you'll have to bear with me. I'll try and get in the places where it's light. It's very, albeit it's I think it's about 2. Oh, it's about 2:30 here at the moment. 2:30, 3 o'clock. It's very dull outside. It's a grey old day. So you'll have to bear with me. I'll try and get the best shots possible but you'll have to just bear with me. So let's crack on. But before we start, let's stand up and go away from the heat a second. Shout out to, right, let's see how many I can remember this time. Penda, of course. Breck, yeah. Tim, all the two Tims, if you're watching. Who else? Kev Piper, yes. Ash, of course. Ashley, don't forget Ashley. Ashley's one of my first viewers, and always looks forward to the videos. The Bens, up north. Ben from up north. How you doing, brother? Isaac, I know Isaac tunes in. Who else is there? Big Dan, Tree Man Dan. How you doing, brother? Come on, think. Who else is there? Who else watches the videos? Come on. Think. Oh God, Amori. How can I forget Amori? My main man, brother. Sorry, Amori. I do apologise. You should be first. Starting with A. Who else? You know what? They'll come to me as I'm going round. The names will come to me. I'm sure they will. Let's think. If I look at a plant, sometimes the names will come. James Ellis. How you doing, James? If James is tuning in. Mark, good old Mark Rouse, top man. I don't know if he watches the videos, but we'll do a shout out anyway. Pender, of course, I've said. The other names will come to me in a bit, I'm sure. Let's crack on anyway. So let's I think we've done that side. We've done the whole side. Looking around. The Platybosch is a huge basil there, which is just chucking out pictures everywhere. And the main vine, which the tip got accidentally burnt off by the sun. Just before I put the bubble wrap and the stuff up. It's now remedied that situation and activated a node, and is just going full. Well, it's just doing Platybosch things, growing ridiculously fast. So what have we got here? Okay, Spathedy. This is an upper on the old vine, but it's just started putting out. I'm not going to say lowers because it looks like an inter, but it's putting out inter pictures off. Let's see if I can get you up there to see without breaking my neck, which I find unusual. It's activated that node there. It's activated two actually. So technically I wouldn't say it's a basil, it's an activated node, and as such it's coming off the main vine, which normally dictates that the pictures should be uppers, because if it's coming off the main vine of a cutting, because this is a cutting will always produce uppers 99% of the time, unless it's a truncator, I believe. Truncators don't really produce uppers and lowers. Well, mine never have anyway, so I could be wrong, so don't hold me to that. But as a rule, if a cutting produces something off its stalk, which is that's what it is, really those should be upper pictures. And then if it produces a basil which comes from the ground below the medial level, which is coming from the root, then normally that basil will produce lowers, because effectively it's like a new plant, but it's using the old rootstock. So I'm quite chuffed about that, because I did want to see lower pitches on this, because the lower pitcher, the uppers are nice, don't get me wrong, but the uppers tend to be slimmer, smaller, and a lot greener. They don't colour up like the lowers do. The lowers tend to go a lot redder, but the uppers, as you can see, are really slim. But I love this plant. I really do love this plant, and I will never sell it. It is an absolute flower machine. This is its 5th spike, and we've got a host of things on here. We've got Spathedy cross Heady, Spathedy cross Platybosch at the top there. Over there we've got Spathedy cross Spec Jack, Spathedy cross Bongzo, Spathedy cross Lowioi. And over here we've got Spathedy cross Supernova and Spathedy cross VHIM Platycola EP. So quite a few nice crosses there, potentially. But the pods are all swelling, so it's a good sign. That's the first thing, is if they swell, you're halfway there. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to germinate, but if they swell, there's every chance. This is AMA-JB cross from Carnivoro. Absolutely honking great pictures. And I really love the pictures on this. It's just an absolute statement. Or is it? It's AMA-JB cross. Is it Vichai the Wave? AMA-JB. It's Vichai the Wave, Lowioi, Vichai, Boschiana. I might be wrong. I'll have to look that up. But he is also flowering, and he is also male. But I really, really, really want that to open quickly, because I want to put it on this. Now, this was dumped here. That's the only word I can use, dumped. It was dumped. I had an open day back in September. Let me just get my stool, sit down. Open day in September the 5th, to be exact. And some very good friends came round, and we had a fantastic day. We really did. And I appreciate each and every one of you for coming round to see me. It made my day. We had a great day, and everybody went home, and I was tidying up. I came in the greenhouse, I was mooching around, looking around, and I find this just stuffed up the corner. And at first I wasn't too sure where it had come from, but then I looked at the scribble on the tag, and I recognised immediately that it belonged to Timothy. Not Timmy from Bristol, Timmy from Shrewsbury, the little gimp. And he'd left it here, and then over time I've realised that it is Ventricosa talangensis, or Sam. Nepenthes Sam, I believe it is. If it isn't Sam, it looks a lot like it. But it has been since confirmed, it's Ventricosa talangensis. And I despise Sam. I can't stand the bloody thing. It's a horrible, horrible plant. It really is. It's worse than Ventrata, in my opinion. But it's flowering female. Nice little fat flowers, and she's ready to go. Look at the nectar all over the flowers. It's been open now about 3 days, 3 or 4 days. It's stinking up the greenhouse, the same as the other one that's flowering over the way. And I want to put on it the AMA JB cross, because I think that would turn this from a miserable looking plant to something half decent, effectively. So wait and see. We'll see what happens. If that one can open quick smartish and start producing some pollen, we may have a decent cross on our hands. If not, well, the compost bin will become all the better off for it, because it won't be stopping in my greenhouse, that's for sure. Having this rubbish in here. How dare he. Anyway, moving on. Now I've got that out of my system. Oh, look at the colour of this velvet moss. Isn't that absolutely fantastic? And so is that. Of course, it's Edwardiana, of course. But that moss is amazing. Loves the light, loves the hard light. I've got another head here, which is just starting to come back after being repotted back into moss from cocoa chip. Another one that wasn't really happy in the chip. Macrophylla is bouncing back after mites. See what they did here. Mite damage. She's now putting out better leaves. I'm chuffed with that. That's bouncing back nicely. And of course, they're loving the nighttime drop. Helianthora are all getting geared up for winter now. They're also loving the cold nights now. The summer nights are out the way. Out you come. One of my favourites, Minor Varpelosa. Hairy little devil. I love the little cherry red nectar spoons before they open. They're nice when they open, but I love the look of them before they open. I think they're fantastic. Yeah, Minor Varpelosa, a definite favourite of mine. And then what we got here? What's this one? I can't read the right in the sun. The lights faded it off, unfortunately. Can I read it? Oh, I think that may be Pulchella. It's maybe Pulchella cross something else. It's got a cross. It's a cross, definitely. What else we got? I have lost a few due to wilt, and I've no idea why, because the temperature hasn't really got that high in here. It definitely hasn't got high enough to cause wilt, so I'm a little bemused at the moment, but it is what it is. This year's seedlings are doing fantastically. I think we're going to need to look at repotting some of these up soon. This one is Cyclops cross Newton's Giant, and you can already tell by the sheer size of them. I mean, most of these were sown at the same time, because the seed pods were harvested pretty much a day after each other. And as you can see, these were Cyclops cross Huberi, and these over here were Cyclops cross Kalina. I had a couple of good Cyclops flower pods that opened, and obviously made use of the flowers that were currently blooming. And if we move over this side a little, I know this is the part where Penda's going to probably tune out, because he really does love helium flora. Oh. This is one of my personal favourites. This is what's this? This is Pulchella Killer Giant cross Ionasi. Yeah, Pulchella Killer Giant cross Ionasi. This was made by Mark Schmidt, and it's a fantastic cross, really is. Really showing off its potential. Cyclops over there doing his thing, as is Cyclops number 2 doing his thing there. And over here, I've just noticed that fantastic Cyclops picture at the back there. Look at that. Cyclops number 3. And this is one of my personal favourites. This is Par 3 Hugen Street cross Self. It's Parva cross Parva, effectively. And I was hoping that would have flowered when Cyclops was flowering, because that would have made an absolute beast of a cross, really would. But hey ho, I have been hoping for another Cyclops. Oh, is that a flower stalk on Cyclops? Stand by. It is. We have got another flower stalk on Cyclops. Awesome, because we've got a number of things flowering over here at the moment. We will miss the 2 there. There are that one and that one. They'll be long gone by the time Cyclops opens. But we have got one over the back there, and I believe that is, I'm not sure, that might be Heterodoxa. Let's go and have a look, shall we? So, what are you? Oh, I can't reach. Oh, here we go. Right. Oh, it's Newton's Giant, of course. Okay, looks like we're making more Newton's Giant cross Cyclops, by the looks of it. How far along are these? That one's not opened yet, and it's got 3 or 4 more to open, so I can extract some pollen from that, so we can use that as a pollen parent. And we've got, what have we got here? We've got Helium 4 minor down there, which we can extract some pollen from. And what is that one? Oh, that's untagged. Forget that one. We're not using that. But that over there is a parva as well, which is currently got 2 flowers up. So I'm going to see if I can get some pollen out of that in a minute, and we'll make parva cyclops. So we're going to make parva cyclops and Newton's giant cyclops again, and possibly minor cyclops. Any flower stalks over there appearing? No, not at the moment. Okay, so tonight I will be mostly extracting pollen from Helium 4. Happy days. Veitchii burb, by the way. And Candy Marud, which is also flowering. Male, again. It's a bit of a sausage fest in here at the moment, unfortunately. Spectabilis lowii. Is there anything I haven't covered? How about up here? We had a new edition, actually. This is Velosa Rob. Unfortunately, the picture got a bit twisted and tweaked, so we're just waiting for that to put out a new picture, which hopefully will be better than that one. Nothing with any pictures out to, oh yeah, there is actually. This is Veitchii Barrio Candy BB cross Veitchii Barrio M EP. There's something about the colour of this peristome that just, it's that red tinge. This is pretty freshly opened. I'd say it's probably about a week and a half. And I just love that red tinge to the peristome. Just fantastic. Oh, actually, there was another Veitchii I was going to show you, which recently opened a few days ago. That's looking nice. It's not as tubby as the others, but it's getting there. That was his last picture, but that thing is put on some size as well. Have we got anything else? Any more for any more, so to speak? Let's just look, see if we've missed anything. Flava Sib uppers. This is the dark corner. Plenty of shade up there. Oh, I know what I forgot. Turn that round. So, after a good while battling with Hamata, excuse me, in the shed, I just couldn't get them happy. I just couldn't. They didn't like me. No matter where I put them. And then we moved out here, where we get lovely cold nights, and I finally put the Hamata in the shade, and look what's happened. So how many Hamata we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 Hamata, and this is the kind of state they were all in. I mean, this one was virtually dying. It's just activated a node up there, but it looks like that has gone. Yeah, this one might give it up unless it pushes up a basil. So it might be 4 Hamata, but that one has struggled from the get-go. This one was from, this one was a big one I got from the BE import last year I think it was, and it just struggled from day one. And I'm going to put that down to the conditions in the shed. It was just too warm for them, and they all struggled. All the Hamata were just not happy at all, and they just declined and declined and declined. And now we've got them back in here. Now I've got them in the greenhouse, and they're getting really nice chilly nights, and they're in this shady spot. I mean, look at the difference. Look at the leaves. The difference in the leaves is amazing. This is Smilodon. Things growing like a weed. Unbelievable. All those people who are familiar with the channel and have been watching for a length of time will remember my original Smilodon. If you remember it, this is what it was like. This thing has been repotted over and over and over again to try and get it to pick up and to take off, and it's eventually ended up back in pure sphagnum. And look at it now. Beautiful, beautiful leaves finally. That's after putting it back in sphagnum and getting the cold nights and living in the shade down here where it's not getting direct light, and it's just happy, happy, happy. This one was the same. Look at the leaves. Those leaves under there looked absolutely terrible. It was struggling, really struggling. Look at it now. Beautiful, nice green leaves. And they're not etiolated because they're working on pictures. This is Flava Ready, another one that was struggling. This has been in moss from day one, but it was struggling in the shed. I think it was too warm, and put it down there, and straight away, boom, just put out those 2 leaves. Remember, shiny leaves. Can't beat shiny leaves on Nepenthes. If you get nice shiny leaves, happy plant. Shiny leaves, happy plant. This one was the same, struggling, all of a sudden, picturing. I think these now are really going to start taking off, and they're going to, put that back up, that's it. This was another one, the same, look at that. Busting out new leaves. This is Niagara. Look at that. Put it down here, it just took off, started vining. Hopefully, we'll have a flower out of that soon. And down here we've got Hamata Hariana. Doing really well. Diabolica, another one, doing really well. That's a truz that's been struggling. That is Diabolica villosa. Next to that we've got Diabolica Smilodon. That one is actually picturing. And then finally we've got Diabolica Hamata Edwardiana. Another one that's loving life. So if you've got a Hamata and they're struggling, it might be one of those reasons. It's too warm, or it's getting too much light. But as you can see there, majority are happy. So I'll show you the warts and all. It don't bother me. Oh, here's another new. Forgot to show you this. This is a postie. This is a shipping picture, so it's just going over now. But this is truncata clipiata. That is going to be a little gem, or a big gem rather, when it gets bigger. Oh, so yeah, everything is looking really good, really good. So I think I am going to put a fork in it and call it done. And I think this video is probably going to end up over an hour and a half long, but to be fair, you deserve it because you've all had to wait a while for this one to come out, and I do apologise. I really do apologise. I've been on holiday and things have transpired, so it's been a bit hectic, shall we say. But I'm not going to leave it too long before I do the next one, so I think I'll do another one in quick succession. I'll find something to do it about, even if it's only a bit of repotting. I will make sure that you hear my dulcet tones. So yeah, let's call it a night, and I will talk to you hopefully very soon. Much love, and I'm going. Have a good night, folks. Okay. All right. Excuse the noise in the background. That's the diesel heater going. I'd say it wasn't particularly cold in here. It's 16.5 at the moment. But I've just put it on just to try and keep the temperature up a little bit. If I leave the heater off, it'll probably drop to about 13. And I just want to keep it above 15 in the daytime if possible. It doesn't take a lot with the diesel heater. It's only going to be on 10-15 minutes, and it'll be up and over 16 to 18, so that'll be plenty. So let's start off down this end, shall we? What we got in here? These are all the little seedlings, the small stuff. Velosa trusmariensis. Focus. There we go. This has lots of promise, and it's growing really well. It's going quite fast as well. Yeah, it's growing quite fast. Does look like it's going to be quite toothy. I've got high hopes for that one, indeed. Brian. I think it was Brian or somebody asked me about my Velosa hamata. Well, my Velosa hamata is tiny. Literally. When you consider, I've had this plant since it was that size. That's how big it was when I got it, and that was probably over a year ago now. I nearly killed this plant when it wasn't much bigger than that. I thought I'd lost it. It started to die off, and I thought, yeah, it's gone. And then all of a sudden, miraculously, it bounced back, and it's going from strength to strength now. So I'm well happy with that. Hopefully, it'll get a bit bigger. Down here we've got Diabolica, Hamata Diabolica, another one that I've had since it was absolutely teeny tiny, and it's now really starting to pick up. Here we've got Ropcanthii Maxima cross Rajavichii. this one came from Carlton Hawking, I think his name is. I won a pod in an auction, and of the, I think there was about 15 seeds. Of the 15 seeds, I got one that survived. Bear with me, I'm just putting the brightness up a little bit, just a tad. There you go. Yeah, so this one I'm pretty chuffed with. This is, focus, if it'll focus. So we're black. Oh, sorry, nearly dropped the phone. Oh, there we go. Right, now focus. Does not like that background at all. Does it need more light? Right, moving slowly. Now. Oh dear, I do apologise. Let's try going down a bit. Well, I don't know why it doesn't want to focus on this one for some reason. No idea. Oh, there you go. Hold it there. Right, this is, I don't know if you can see the stripes on this. There you go. There you go. Beautiful. Right, this is Roger mollis. This is a Jeff Schaefer plant. Nepenthes god. It's looking, it's just getting over its post shipment blues, but it's proud new leaf, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. What else we got of interest in here? I think we're struggling because of the light. That's a Nebula Medi. This one is Lowii mollis. That should be nice. What else we got? What else we got? What else we got? There's Kinovaluensis Lowii over here. That little one there. This one is the Peltalti Elephantum macrophylla, as I call them. There's Undulatifolia Hariana. There's Zumia edwardiana over there. That is Tenuis Trusmariensis. That is a Christian Klein Ephipiata. There's, what's this one? Nebula Med. There's another Nebedi, and this one's Truncata Ephipiata macrophylla. That one is another trunk eddy. This one is Diabolica Hamata Trusmariensis. Another macrophylla down there. At the back there we've got Truncata Giant Striped EP across Lowii, that one there. This one is Lowii Eddy, another one. So lots of promise, lots of promise. They are all growing really well in the propagator. This is another Lowii Truncata Squat Cross Eddy. That one has got a lot of promise. It's already looking really toothy, and it's got that. I wonder if I've done something with the brightness here. Hang on. I think I have. It's got that. It's already got quite toothy look and squat and stubby. So that is a Burblosa. First picture on Lowiode, which looks quite dark to be fair. That's Lowiode Kinabalu Clone 1 from Wisterba. And this is another Lowiode. This is an EP Lowiode, I believe. A couple of plants I had from a good friend, Jacob. These are Dioetus mollis. Just getting over the shipping blues. Let's just put a new leaf out. And this one here, this is Velosa Lowioi. Looking nice. New picture there. And then here we've got another one from Jacob. This is Dioetus diabolica. It's showing the classic diabolica shape, and it's put out a new leaf straight away, so looking good. Behind that, Trusmariensis. No pictures on that at the moment. Very slow growing. Truncata D red flush, white peristome. That's a seed grown by me. You'll notice this leaf, all the other ones look fine, but look at this leaf. That is the result of overwatering, too much water. If your truncata starts popping out things like that, slow your watering down. I got a bit over ambitious with the watering there, and that was the result. This is the truncata wall, the newly acquired truncata wall. This one is, if I can get it round, this one is truncata stripe cross truncata Hiroshima. That's got a lot of potential. We've got these are truncata from Mindanao in the Philippines. That's a Wisterba plant. This one is truncata from the Pantaron range. We've got truncata Singapore Botanical Gardens, truncata red flush. We all know that one. There's another one. And somewhere, there's a truncata D red flush F2. Down here we've got the truncata D red flush. This one's quite a big one. And then we've got a truncata, this one is truncata red. I don't know if it's the Highland reddish leaves or it's just truncata red, but it does put out some really nice pictures. And the red flush has just put out a new picture. That'll go stripy soon, and then it'll turn red. So let's move across here. We've got a new picture on Truncata mollis. I am in love with this plant. It is fantastic. The stripes on that, And when this puts a bit of size on, imagine that peristome on a truncator. Wow, that is going to be amazing. Really is. We've got over here, we've got Peltata. Oh, sorry, bear with me. We've got Peltata Yellow Peristome, Peltata Yellow Phantom, cross VCI Yellow Peristome, VCI Barrio Yellow Peristome, I should say. You know what, before we go any further, I am going to get the lid of that and just pop it on here so I can put a few plants on there as I'm showing you what they are. It gives me a bit of a base. There we go. Now we're talking. There we go. So, Peltata Yellow Phantom by Vichoi Barrio Yellow Peristome. Really nice plant. I like this plant. That is going to be something special when it gets bigger. What else we've got down here? Oh, yep, the VCI H cross Eddie. Let's put out a new picture. Very nice. That's growing well. Who else we got? Who else? Oh, yeah. We've got down here. This is LVB VMV cross Platy. Nothing special at the moment, really. I think this is going to really come into its own with the uppers. This is going to be, I think this is going to be an absolute blinder with the uppers. Did I say Platy? It's LVB VMV cross Mollis. So yeah, I'm hoping that Mollis comes out in the uppers. Who else have we got? We've got here, this is Truncata Peltata Edwardsiana. Truncata Peltata Edwardsiana. Well, this one is displaying a lot of Eddie. Lots of Eddie. Not much in the way of stripes from the Peltata, but it's got that characteristic Eddie hip. A lot of Eddie in the lid as well, but very little Peltata, as you can see. This thing grows so fast, and it's just leaf jumping like crazy. It's just leaf jump, this thing. Who else is living down here? I don't know if I've showed you this before. This is the absolute thumper of a Sivianensis Marilliana. The biggest picture I've had on this so far. It's absolutely covered in nectar. The thing is dripping. My fingers are sticking to it now. It's a beast. It's got a huge basil, and the actual mother plant is still racing away, even though there's a basil on it. Unbelievable. Oh, this one's just opened. Let's have a look. This is Jamban Edwardsiana. It's just popped this picture, and I can already see that's going to be quite a broad peristome. That's looking good. That was the first picture in my care, and this is the second picture in my care, which also looks quite nice. Those are off the basil. and this big one is off the mother plant. So, and by the looks of that, that's an intermediate, and if that's an intermediate with that wider peristome, the uppers, I think, are going to be amazing. Just pop him back down there where he belongs. There he's happy. Who else we got? I did a bit of a stock stroke inventory the other night, and I noticed I've got a few of these. Ventricosa sibianensis giant cross Ventricosa spathulata lowioi trosmoriensis, also known as EP's cherry bomb. So I counted up and I realised I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of them. And if you want to know why, I will put a picture of this plant, and the pictures I'll drop in somewhere in the video, and you'll see why I've got that many of them, because the pictures are absolutely fantastic when they get older. So that's the reason why. Here we have Roger Vichoi, looking cool. One of two. This one was a small one to start with, but it's grown on. It's come along nicely. Anything else of note here? The bulbophyllums looking good. Oh, tenuous. I had a tenuous flower stalk pop up, and at the time I was trying to think of pollen that might go with tenuous, and I couldn't get. The obvious answer is obviously Eddie or Villosa or something toothy, which I would have loved to have put on it. Tenuous Eddie or tenuous Villosa would have been the first choice, or Hamata even, and I couldn't get any of that, and so I was left with the choice of some Veitchii off Penda, and some other bits and pieces that I thought, you know what, no. So I ended up pollinating it with Tentaculata, and to my knowledge that cross hasn't been done. Now if that's for a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know, but watch this space, because I have pollinated it with Tentac, so hopefully in 5 or 6 months I'll have some fat tenuous Tentac pods. We'll see, I suppose. We'll see. Who else we got? We've got Roger Rob, just popped. Like a nice big picture this time. The other one wasn't too bad, but this one looks like it's going to be a bit of a stonker. My number one favourite plant, the Rocco Boschiana cross Lowioi, Veitchii cross Boschiana cross Northiana. Growing really nice. Oh, Gaz Alcock. How you doing, Gaz? Sorry, forgot Gaz. Lowioi Tentac, another personal favourite of mine. I think every collection should have a Lowioi Tentac. Seriously. Who we got round here? What we got? That's quite an old picture now. That's Spathulata Spathulata Bavigia Edwardiana, Spathulata bavidi. This is an old picture now, it's gone over. This one's months old, but still a nice plant, all the same. The Veitchii villosa saga. I don't know if you remember from the last videos, the Veitchii villosa saga, whereby all my Veitchii villosa were looking absolutely shocking. They just stopped growing. I'd got them in cocoa chip and they just stopped growing. They weren't doing anything and they looked shocking. Well, after about 2 months of repotting them back into sphagnum, these are all in pure sphagnum. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 leaves. 4 leaves in about 3 months. They look so happy now. Putting out pictures. The growth is night and day, really is, and not just that one. All the other ones, what's this one? Yeah, this is the other Villosa Veitchii. This one's put out 1, 2 leaves, and this was the slower of the 3. It's put out 2 leaves and it's just inflating a picture. It's just working on a picture. So actually no, this put out 3 leaves. That big one there, that one and that one. So that one's put out 3 leaves. So definite growth spurt there on that one. And the third one is, where is it? Over here. And this one has put out 1, 2. This one's put out 2 leaves and is inflating a picture, and again in pure sphagnum, and the difference is night and day. And I think they're only a little bit slower because they're in a bit of a shaded area over here. They're not getting masses of light. They're getting the daylight, obviously, when the sun's out, and they're getting a little bit of the light off the main lights, but they're not getting blasted with light. And I think, to be fair, it's for the better, because I mean, look at the colour of these leaves. Damn. And still producing pictures. Look how green the leaves are. There's no colour enhancement here. That's how green everything is. So I'm quite happy with the light conditions at the moment there, and the plants seem to be liking it as well. So what else we got over here? What else? We've got here tenuous peltata. That is a little cracker. Look at that. Oops. This came off Pender. Absolutely little beauty that is. Tenuous peltata. Yes, tenuous peltata. That came by way of a bit of a trade for my Viking Villosa, which I gave up because I knew Pender wanted it. So that's what you do for friends, isn't it? I let him have it in exchange for a few plants. Ventricosa ready. Yeah, I let him have it in exchange for a few plants. So the deal was done, the hand was shook, and that was it, all done. This is another one of the Rocco Boschiana crosses, the same as that one down there. This came from the same pod, exactly the same pod, and so did that. That's another one of the Rocco Boschiana crosses. A couple of bulbophyllums in there. Trunketti, the biggest Trunketti pitcher yet. That's got to be best part of 12 inches or more. Particularly happy with this one. This is a supernova cross. One of the supernova crosses, the seedlings. Starting to look like a tennis ball. Really happy with that. Oh yeah, Josh Parker. How you doing, Josh? Got this off Josh. I think it's Loioi Vicioi Babigiana EP. Well chuffed with that. Wanted that for a while. Bird Rob. Putting out one of its big pictures. There with me while I turn the diesel heater off. There's the diesel heater. It's warmed up nicely in here now. So we've been on for half an hour. It's been on for half an hour and the temperature is 21. So it's warmed up nicely and that'll keep it. That'll keep the temperature up now till dark. It'll still be nice and cosy in here. And then of course we'll get the nighttime drop when it'll drop down to about 13 or 12. And plants like the big Atten here, the big Atten Burrei, and the Roger, big Roger next to it, and Alissa Petrana. They're loving the nighttime drop, as you can see. They're just spitting out new leaves everywhere, and this one is working on a decent picture. So, got a new picture on. This is Glandulifera Rob. Zoom out a bit. There you go. Nice size. And a new picture on the ugly duckling. This, I'll show you this now. This is the first one that hasn't rolled back the peristome, and it's looking pretty damn good. The size of that and that peristome. It's been out. This has been open now for over a week, and I was expecting the peristome to roll back like the others, but it hasn't. It's stayed like that. I'm pretty chuffed with that. Ordinarily, they roll back like that, but it hasn't. So I'm well chuffed with that. And as you can see, these have come on the basil. So the basil's starting to put out some real whoppers, pictures wise. And the main vine, which is here, I'm hoping that it'll flower. Keep your fingers crossed, and hopefully we'll have a flower out of it. So that's pretty much this side done. Dactylifera platy, still looking gorgeous as ever. So if I spin round, Truncloioi, basil is the basil is really starting to put on some size now. Up there, first big leaf out. Hopefully the big picture to follow. LVB VMV Eddie. Oops. LVB VMV Eddie. Look at that. It looks so much like Loioi Eddie. But I just know that when it gets bigger, it's going to be ridiculously striped. I'll just imagine LVB VMV with loads of teeth, very toothy. And of course, let's zoom you back out. This is the VHIM cross Platykyla from EP, and it's second picture on the basil now. Basil's putting on some size, and this is on the main vine. I'll never get tired of looking at this plant and these pictures. These pictures are just phenomenal. I just wish the peristome wouldn't flatten out so much. I wish it would stay like Platykyla. you know, like kind of flared. I still love it, but and there's the other one, and it holds pictures for ages, for months. It'll hold those pictures. It's currently flowering. We've got 2 flower spikes. This one is creating pollen at an alarming rate, and I'm collecting it every day. And then we've got a second stalk there, so well happy with that. In here we've got Loeovichii Sibianensis Trusmariensis. This was a cutting. I'm gonna safely say that it's rooted now. It's put out 2 leaves already, and it's also flowering. So we have got a flower stalk in there. I don't know if you can just see. There is a flower stalk in there. I don't know the sex at the moment, but that will make a excellent pollen parent for something. There's the other Vichim platycoila, and we've got an absolute gorgeous plant here. This is I don't know if you can see it. This is LVB. No, this is VMV. No, Neb VMV. Sorry. Just get her in the light. There you go. Absolutely gorgeous plant. Fantastic. One of my best boys, EP wise. It's an absolutely fantastic plant. And then we've got the Truncata campanulata, cross Vici on the wave, cross Sunga melancholy, cross Clipiata. This is a carnivoro plant from seeds from carnivoro. And this is the one that is, this is just 3 years old now, or just over 3 years old. It's flowering and it's male. Now, initially when this started growing, the pictures I thought were fantastic, and they'd got that stripe to them, and I thought, you know what, this is going to be an absolute stunner. However, it's just, I wish it was a little bit squatter and the peristome was flared. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still like it. It's a nice plant. It's not a fantastic plant, but it's a nice plant. And I'm just hoping that the uppers, this is an inter, and it does have a couple of uppers coming. I'm hoping that the uppers are something special. You know what I mean? I'm hoping they are really something that makes me go, wow. Let's start on this side. This is a tropical plant. It's a, well, it's, I think it's classed as a climber in some description. The actual plant this came from was over 5 meters, and it was growing up a wall. And to me, I'd have said, yeah, that's a climber. This plant, believe it or not, started life as one of those there. That tiny, tiny little thing there, which I removed from the mother plant. I'm not going to tell you where it came from, albeit it happened to fall off in my pocket. It happened to fall off and land in my pocket, and got wrapped up in some wet tissue, and then had to wait the best part of a week before I got it home. And then I planted it in pure moss, pure sphagnum, live. And that was how long ago? Actually, it was this time last year. So this is a year's growth. Because it was my birthday, which was yesterday, and it was my birthday weekend that we went away for. And yep, so that's a year's growth, which I'm quite impressed with. I'll drop the name in the comment in the description, but it's not a particularly common plant. It does flower, albeit the flowers are not remarkable, but it does flower. But it's, I mean, I think it's a fantastic centerpiece. I think it's a nice tropical looking plant for your greenhouse. So, bit of useless information there. I do apologise. So, carrying on. Lechinopteris. I think I said that right. Ant plant. This is the strangest plant I own. It is so weird because, well, it was half this size when I got it, and I had it in a small pot to start with, and it started like butting up against the edge of the pot. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to repot that. I'm going to put it in something way bigger. So I put it in this pot, and all it was when I had it was this black part at the back and this green part in the middle here. So that and that. And this part here at the back, which was the part that was butting up against the pot. So I repotted it, and from beneath the substrate, this big thing here, this big green piece and this big green piece, all of a sudden just pushed their way up through the substrate. It's quite bizarre seeing these big green things just appear. I'm fell in love with this plant. It's fantastic. Grows exactly the same as the Neps. Likes the same conditions. Easy grower. Grab one if you can. So, moving on. Who have we got here? Oh, yes. One of my favourite plants. Tentaculata macrophylla. Or macrophylla mactac as it's known. Growing really well, loving life. That's in pure cocoa chip. There was some debate the other day about substrates on one of the groups I was on. That's Ventedi. It's Wisterbur ventricose across Conan, Edwardiana. Really fast growing plant. It's going really, really well. Yeah, some debate about substrates, and I said that basically I'd had a moment of madness whereby I repotted literally 99% of my collection into cocoa chip, and it was for the right reasons. I thought I was doing it for the right reasons. I thought it was going to be more beneficial for the plants. I thought the plants were going to enjoy it more. They were going to grow better. I added in rockwool as well and some perlite into some of the cocoa chip mixes, and I then had a long wait because effectively I'd hard repotted my entire collection, so everything just stopped growing. I had a spate of small lids on pitchers. I had small pitchers. I had twisted leaves where everything was rebelling against being repotted. And so it knocked my collection back a good 6 months. But once everything had got over the initial shock of being repotted, I started to see on the majority of plants, I started to see good growth, such as this. Nice big leaves, nice big pitchers coming out. And they all started to claw their way back. Which I was really impressed with, because at one point I thought I had literally dropped a major bollock by doing it. Because if you don't rinse the cocoa chip properly, it's a problem. And if you don't buffer it, it's a problem. So I started to think, I shouldn't have done this. This is going to be a problem. But fortunately for me, it was literally just the plants getting over the shock of being repotted that caused the growth issues and whatnot. And to be fair, majority of them are bouncing back. As I already said before, the VTI Velosa didn't like it. Some of the VTI, absolutely love it, and they've really took off. Some plants, Nebularum, didn't like it. I had to put that back in moss. That was a definite no-no. And what else was it? Lingulata said, no way, Jose, put me back in moss, which I did immediately. Who else was it? I can't remember off the top of my head. But there was a few. There was a few that said, oh, Hamata. The Hamatas were like, yeah, we ain't having none of this. And they started to go downhill really quickly. So they all went back into moss, and they made a miraculous recovery straight away. So I've now kind of gone full circle, because I have still got a lot of plants in cocoa chip. However, I've now gone back to my original mix of Akadama, Kanuma, Pumice and Perlite. And I don't think you can really beat it, to be honest. Majority of plants love it and are more than happy in it. So, but my collection is now, it's now catching up, and it's getting back on its feet after that layoff. I can see things are starting to, pick up. Leaves are getting bigger, getting more leaf jumps. More things are flowering, and I'm taking a huge sigh of relief, because I thought I'd really messed up, but you live and learn. So, what are these now? VChai Platy cross VChai Candy Dreams. You've seen these. These are still holding beautiful pictures, and this one is working on another one. I'm hoping this one ends up bigger than that one. This was the big mama, and I mean, to say this picture is now probably 2.5, nearly 3 months old, that is still looking fantastic. And it's also working on a big fat picture. Right beside it, we have got another Supernova seedling. This one is far chunkier than the other one. It's a right little tennis ball, that one. What else we got here? Platyburb. Platyburb is flowering, and she's female. I've got a lot of pollen waiting to go on this. It's just starting to open. So we'll give that a few days, by which time it should be fully open. And we won't pollinate it until we see nectar on all the petals. And we'll give it a day or two, and then we'll start pollinating that. And hopefully we'll get some, I've got some lovely pollen to put on that, and we'll get some really nice crosses out of it. This is Truncata Giant cross VHIM EP. particularly chuffed to get hold of that, especially not at EP prices, which is an absolute bonus. Mammoth's looking really good. This one is Spectabilis Vicii from Wisterber. And we've got Boschiana densiflora avata. These are uppers. I do like the lowers, but the uppers are quite, well, I do fancy the uppers, they're nice. The lowers are nice because they start out striped, but the peristome goes dark pretty quickly. What else we got here? Oh yeah, Burb Camp has got a flower spike hidden in there. I don't know the sex at the moment, but we will have a flower off that. And this is the Boschiana, Rocco Boschiana cross. This is another one, which is, again, one of my favourite plants. It's just how dark it is. That peristome is amazing. The dark it is, it's just unbelievable. And this is also a Rocco Bosch, exactly the same seed pod as that. So work that out, the variation, unbelievable. This is Berkii cross Haryana Conan. It's a Wisterber Berkii that was used and a Haryana from Conan. It's an absolutely fantastic plant, so toothy, really nice. I've moved all my burbs up onto the shelf up here. So all the burbs are on there. That's going to be the burb shelf. Oops. Tenuous Eustacia is still going strong. If you remember, I snapped the growth tip off on this. Great. The shock, that's a great shock, isn't it? Snapped it off down there, and it's since put out this, and he's going from strength to strength. It's also got, I believe now, 2 basils. So we've now got a rash of smaller pitchers coming on everywhere. They're all over the place. Well chuffed with that. We've got down here Peltatia Phantom Ericoides. At the back there we've got, that is Spathulata jacqueliniae. I think somebody's at the door. Stand by, just got a caller.